Awesome. Dan, thank you for joining me. First question, mate. So can you tell me just a little bit about you and about your firm and the services you offer?
So, yeah, my name's Daniel Velich. We're from a small boutique accounting firm called Velich Advisory, based in Newcastle, New South Wales. Yeah, look, we're like any other business services firm. We specifically just stick to business clients. We don't do any personal tax returns that aren't associated to a business group. But yeah, we're just a boutique firm. Second to that, we do a bit of tax consulting work, but that's only a small pillar of our business. And we also do some deceased estate advisory work. So work with estate lawyers to provide some advice in relation to estate planning. But the bread and butter of our firm, similar to most firms that go with the offshoring model, is business services.
Awesome. And I know you've been out on your own now for 3 years, but what initially led you to look at offshore staffing?
I think the biggest thing for me is finding a quality resource that was at a reasonable price. As you're well aware, the Australian markets, it's hard to find staff. The quality of the staff's very difficult to attract, and the pricing for staff in Australia is quite high. So that being a startup firm and quite small, that's why we decided to go with the offshore model. It was something that was within our budget, and as I said, the quality of resources, I think we've been quite fortunate with that. So that was the attraction to outsource overseas.
Yep. And in terms of the quality of the candidates you've got, because you've got a few people with you now, but what is the quality of the accountants that work for you been overseas?
Really good, to be honest. I don't know if we're being fortunate with who we've put on, but yeah, I'll say this to the staff: we're the staff that we have got up would put them on par, if not better, than some of the other people at their level that have worked here in Australia. I think the training program that Frontline offer is really good foundation for those ones that come out of the system. But yeah, in terms of quality, like, we honestly can't be happier.
Awesome. And when you first started with the offshore team, what were some of the first tasks you had your staff working on? And then what's changed now that some of your staff have been with you a bit longer? Are they still doing the same tasks, or their roles changed a little bit?
I think it's an ever evolving cycle of what that role will be. But as I said before, the 2-month training course with Frontline, that puts them in a good position when they come out of the training. So straight from day one, we got them involved with compliance work, and we stuck to the Ford model for the accountants, in the sense that, okay, guys, you come out of your training with Frontline. We are now just focusing on financial statements and tax returns. And once you've got that process, once you cross that process, we'll then look to get you onto another task. But yeah, the role's ever changing. We're getting involved with like payroll tax and other things for the accountants that are based in Manila. But predominantly the work was the compliance model.
Yeah, awesome. And how did you initially hear about Frontline?
My mother-in-law and brother-in-law use Frontline, and previous employers as well. I think in the Newcastle market, Frontline's got a pretty good reputation. So from our end, just having that experience before and knowing that it was pretty seamless experience for the other firms, that was the reason that we went with Frontline. And look, as I said, it's reasonable pricing for a quality resource. So yeah, we can't be happier.
Awesome. And in terms of challenges, obviously working offshore is not always perfect. What are some of the challenges that you've experienced either in your firm or in previous lives? Has it been cultural challenges, remote working challenges, and just how have you dealt with those challenges?
That was a big hesitation. Look, as I said, I've worked with other organisations that have outsourced before, and the feedback from there was there going to be a big cultural and language barrier? But that certainly hasn't been the case. I don't know if we've got lucky with our candidates, but their English and reading and writing skills are exceptional. Communication skills with clients is good. I think, yeah, in terms, yeah, honestly, like I can't be happy with how the team's going over there.
Yeah. It's funny because not everyone, so you've got your staff currently communicating with clients?
Yeah, exactly right. Yep. We've spent a lot of time building out, so we use a practice management system called FYDocs, and we've built out a lot of the back end with standard communication emails so that the communication with clients and the Manila staff is consistent. And so we spent a lot of time with that, but I think if you invest in the training and develop a framework, the system works really well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of clients will come to us asking like, "Oh, do other firms have staff client facing?" And the answer is
Yeah,
it depends. And if you
yeah,
do put the templates in place, there's no reason why they can't be.
exactly right.
What about integrating your staff? So you mentioned about, the systems and workflows and things like that. How have you
Yeah.
integrated your staff into your company culture?
Yeah, look, we've got a big emphasis on work-life balance here at Velich Advisory. So, in terms of incorporating the culture with the Manila staff, so every morning at 9:09, we schedule a 15-minute meeting to go through workflow, and we just talk about the weekend or what happened the day before. The team are right into their K-pop Netflix series, so I try to stay out of that, but just little things like that. I think regular contact every Friday, first Friday of every month, we have a 2 hour lunch, just virtual lunch, and we just go through a bit of a trivia game and other games for lunch. Just little activities. I encourage the team to communicate with each other on a day-to-day basis, but um, they're such lovely people. I think that it's easy for them to integrate into the culture.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And overall, how would you say that having the offshore staff has impacted your firm?
Yeah, it's like we've seen a lot of growth in the last 3 years, and we're probably at a level now that we're going to put things on pause and just make sure the back end systems are working as what we intended them to. But yeah, the team's really good. I can't speak highly of the team and how they're performing over there in Manila.
Yeah. And what about the ongoing support? Obviously, frontline, we're not just there at the very, very start, we're there the whole way through. But how have you felt the support has been from frontline throughout your couple of years?
Yeah, really good. Obviously, going over to a different country, you want to make sure you're compliant with the rules and regulations. So I think that's a big piece that frontline manage. And certainly the HR and yeah, that aspect of things. But even things like just being the HR side of things for the staff. So if the staff have a day off sick or need to go to a medical appointment, then frontline assist in that aspect. That's not taking up my time. I can focus on the business operations and the clients. Second to that, I think the recruiting aspect is so crucial. Obviously, filtering through the candidates that apply to frontline. And I think that's probably the biggest value for me in terms of the candidates that we've put on here at Velich Advisory in Manila. I think they've been really good, but that comes down to the recruitment process that frontline offer. Second to that, the training. I think the training's really good. When I first came on, I think that training platform might have just been completed or refined, but the training platform is really good. The girls have come out of it a sound understanding of the Australian taxation system. We do a hand-held session to onboard the team as well, but that training platform that Frontline offers really, really good.
Awesome. No, I'm glad to hear that you're happy with the training program. What about team trips, team events? Are you planning on coming over to any events in the coming 12 to 18 months? How's your carry?
Yeah, so certainly want to get over there. So we brought Therese out here and she had a great time, and we'll get carrying out here next year. But from my end, yeah, I've heard a lot about the Christmas party. My brother-in-law and my former boss, they think they really like the Christmas party that you guys put on at the end of the year. But I'd love to get over there. It's just this year we're heading over to Japan with the young family, so they just clashed this year. But next year I'd love to get over there and meet the extended team at Frontline.
Yeah. But you mentioned that you've actually brought one of your staff members out to Australia. How hard was that process?
Look, very, very seamless. The support that Frontline offered for that process was really good. I think our involvement of that was just booking the flights, and then Frontline handled the visa application and everything else. But yeah, from my end, I think, just having that support there, again, didn't consume my time. I was just said to the Frontline team, this is what I'd like to do. You guys just facilitated it all.
Yeah. And obviously you were in the Newcastle area. What did you guys do? So obviously a bit of training in the office, but did you get out and see the site, show around, or?
Yeah, it wasn't much training, to be honest. It was more meet and greet of the extended client base and referral partners. So the frontline team, the Manila team is all part of the Velich Advisory team. We don't see them as a separate team. So wanted to make sure we could get Therese out there to visit some of our key clients and also just our key referral partners, because as I said at the start, they do an excellent job, and just wanted to make sure that the people that we liaise with on a day-to-day basis were introduced to our Manila team.
Yeah. having a bit of face time with people always makes a
Yeah.
massive difference. And what would you say if you're putting yourself in the shoes of another firm who's about to start their offshore journey, a similar sort of size firm, what would you say to them? What should they be doing first and foremost? Anything you do differently?
Look, there's been a lot of time spent with the back end, but it's been the best decision we've done, without a doubt. As I said, we're only a small boutique firm. When we first started, we weren't in a position to hire anyone in Australia, and yeah, I think the offshoring model works really well because if you find good quality candidates, they're at an affordable price. It allows your firm to go to that next level or free up the business owner to focus on what they should be, being client relationships, servicing the clients, rather than doing some of the back end stuff that the business owner doesn't need to be doing.
Yeah. And you mentioned before that right now you've grown a fair bit, but you're thinking of sort of like just stopping for a little bit and getting everything sort of a bit more organised.
Yes.
How many staff have you currently got, and where do you see that going offshore?
So we've got a team of 5 plus one casual that comes in every quarter,
Yep.
and plus myself. So, but honestly, we from day one, I think we'll cap out at 7 or 8 staff. I think we've got good clients. We don't have the big fish that these bigger firms have, but we do have a good little client base there that we'd like to service, and they're good people. And I think, yeah, as I said, we'll probably cap out at 8 staff and maybe 1 or 2 more over in Manila. But yeah, we just want to stick small. That's our end game.
Awesome. And one final thing, any bit of advice for a firm thinking about starting, any final bit of advice?
I think definitely be in contact and inquire about the services. The Australian labour market's very tough at the moment and has been for a few years. I think there's very good opportunity to grow your firm or to make your firm more efficient by outsourcing. I would consider the roles that you look to outsource. The compliance model is very, very good model to outsource, I think, certainly the back end or the pre-work. The admin side of things, that is a very good role, but it has been challenging to onboard the admin. So I think if you're looking for the admin side of things, look at your systems and processes first before you go down the admin path. But the accounting market is really, really good.
Awesome. Dan?
No worries. All right, Adrian. No, nice to chat.
Yeah, mate. Catch you later.
Yeah.